Auto Club Speedway is the premier motorsports facility in Southern California. Built on the site of a former Kaiser steel mill near Fontana in 1996 and 97 at a cost of $100 million. The track has 84,000 permanent seats and is home to a NASCAR Cup and Xfinity Series race each spring. Constructed by Penske Corp as a clone of Michigan Speedway, the track was originally known as California Speedway. It was later purchased by ISC, which subsequently sold its naming rights to the Automobile Club of Southern California in 2008. In addition to a high-banked oval, Auto Club Speedway features several road course configurations, which have been used for sports car and motorcycle races, as well as an infield track used for testing purposes. Given its proximity to Hollywood, the track has also appeared in scores of movies, television shows, and commercials. Tonight, it's the Spark Truck Series California 200. It's next on HBR TV. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual California Speedway for the California 120 Spark Truck Series penultimate race here as the season begins to wind down. 60 laps the race distance here this evening. 85-degree ambient temperature, 32% humidity, partly cloudy skies, almost no breeze at 3 miles per hour. Track temp, little roasty toasty here tonight, 123 degrees Fahrenheit, cooling just a bit here with some cloud cover. We'll see if that maintains into qualifying here, which is just a few minutes away. With that, let's go trackside here to see who's lined out here with the best time so far. It is the 58 of Justin Wilson with a 41.492. Matt Karakoff is second quick. Chris Smith, Pat Colby, Scotty Sobzak. Well, I'm with it, all right. It rounds out the top five. And just under 2 minutes left in the session, and it's throwback night here. Not everybody necessarily participating, but man, we've got some cool paint schemes. There's a few of them right there. The No Bull sponsorship, the Winston machine, that's a Jimmy Spencer throwback. Then, of course, you got the Days of Thunder colors, and then even a John Force paint scheme. Obviously, he's a drag racer, but same colors, looks pretty sharp out there. Should be a great race here tonight. This place puts on awesome performances, awesome races. Unfortunately, it's, well, no longer. We're here at Auto Club. They've taken the bulldozers to this place already, and it's kind of sad to see it. But we have it to live on here in the iRacing service, so that's a bonus. So at least get to participate here. We'll see if there's a short track in the future of this place, but again, it remains to be seen. Everybody keeps saying that, but proof is in the pudding, I guess. Taking a look at the point standings coming into this penultimate race. Wilson with the lead at 322. Then it's Nick Lucci, Chris Smith, Johnny Rapp, Chase Berry, the top five. Then we have Pat Colby, Dylan LeBeau, Steve Loving, and Wesley Pistol, Jake Maki to round out the top 10 in points after 8 races here in the Spark Truck Series. We got John Rapp in the chat saying hello. Hi, hey there, hi there, ho there. Where? Black and red flags on the session. Practice comes to a close. We'll jump right into qualifying. Drivers with a 70% fuel load tonight. 2 sets of tires over the wall. Expecting about a 25 to 30 lap fuel window. We'll see how that plays out. It's going to depend on how aggressive the drivers are in the field, how aggressive they are with fuel savings. Results may vary. See who takes to the track here first. Jake Maki appears to be in pit lane before anybody else. Is he rolling? Indeed he is. Maki in the John Force scheme. Talked about track temp coming into tonight. It was 124 at the open. Now it's 131, so very warm, very slick. And 60 laps the distance here tonight, so tires likely not to be a huge issue. Again, you count the set that's on the truck. You still got 2 more sets over the wall. Baki on his first timed lap. A little loose on exit of turn 2. Sorry, turn 4 that is. First lap in the books. Provisional pole 42.304. Doesn't last long as Brandon Ayers goes top of the board of 42.03. Shane Trotter jumps up to P2 in his number 18 machine. We'll stick with Ayers here and see if he picks up the pace here on lap number 2. Johnny Rapp, first driver to crack 41 seconds, 41.834 for the 52 machine. Dylan LeBeau goes a 41.988. Brandon Ayers across the stripe. Lap 2 does not pick up, a 42.169. Rapp with an 8.34 on his first lap. We'll see if he picks up on lap 2. That's going to kind of tell us if lap 2 or 1 is the faster of the two for everybody out there today. Rapp across the stripe, plug check and all. A little bit slower, 42.018. So seems that lap 1 is going to be the money lap for a lot of these drivers here tonight. Robert Brobst on track in his number 5 machine. Brobst running his own throwback. $42.017 for Brobst. Puts him 8th quick. And Rob Liddell in the number 80. This is a throwback that I think maybe only some Michigan locals are going to remember. This is a throwback scheme of a Outlaw Super Late. They run up in Michigan. This is a paint scheme of a team that Rob was working on back in 2005. So 42.088 for lap 1 for Liddell. Let's see if he picks it up here. Second lap so far, nobody has, but now that's changed. Liddell, 42.060, 12th quick for the 80. Evan Pienta, there's one that we recognize. That's an old Ted Musgrave scheme. Pienta, 42.122, 15th on his first lap. Love the gloss on that scheme. A lot of spec mapping involved in that. That's a beautiful truck. 3 coats of clear on that bad boy. Across the line, the 55 of Pienta. Where does he lock in? 9th quick. Picks it up. 41.991 for the 55 of Evan Pienta. Steve Vest in the number 60. It's a scheme he's run previously this season, but it's, of course, a Davey Allison throwback. Good-looking truck. And the 5 minutes have elapsed. Qualifying complete. We're going to jump right into a warm-up session, so we'll get to our starting grid after that. But, again, this being the penultimate race of the season, we've only got one more before we call it a season and crown a champion. Again, coming into tonight, there's the point standings yet again. Justin Wilson with a decent lead, but not an insurmountable one for Nick Lucci. These two have been battling all season long. Next week, we do go to Homestead Miami Speedway for 90 laps. That race, of course, will be broadcasted live here on HBR TV. With that, though, we're going to step aside here, take a break while the warm-up continues. We'll be back with our starting grid and the race start after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Basket can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Checkered flag. Contact and Brian Rose wins it. A photo finish at the line. Oh, we got a wreck. Will Hewitt's through the trial for the final time, and oh, they're wrecking. Big trouble. Vincent Short sneaks through, and I think Short... Welcome back to Auto Club Speedway for tonight's California 120 presented by Spark. Warm-up in the books as we're getting ready to set the field here. In fact, the field is already set, so let's just take a look at our starting grid. On the pole position with a lap time of 41.798 seconds, it's number 81 machine of Scotty Sobczak. Outside front row, the number 52, missed it by 36 thousandths, it's Johnny Rapp. Row number 2, it's going to be the number 25 of Scott Tompkins and Chase Berry. Row 3, Pat Colby and Samuel Stoner. Row number 4 is going to be Matt Kerkhoff and Dylan LeBeau. Row 5, Evan Pienta and Robert Probst. Starting in the 11th position will be Chris Smith. 12th goes to Brandon Ayers. 13th starter is Ellis Thomas. Robert Liddell will start in the 14th position. William Lyman will start 15th. 16th starter is Brian Probst. James Danforth 17th. 18th goes to Shane Trotter. Starting 19th, Rye Jones. Starting 20th, Jake Maki. Steve Vest will roll 21st. Nathan Gentry, 22nd. Dave Grajewski will start 23rd. Nick Saroff, 24th. 25th goes to Jay Heischman. Steve Loving, 26th. 27th starter, Zach Mitchell. Larry Poling will be 28th. 29th goes to Paul Thomas. And last but not least, the number 58 of Justin Wilson starting shotgun on the field tonight. Your starting grid here from Auto Club Speedway as the field rolls the back straightaway. So we're getting ready to take a green flag here momentarily. Well, I got a chance. Let's take a look here again. In the description, there's a link for the Goon Squad Fans Choice Award. Go ahead, click that. It's not too late to select your favorite driver for the Fans Choice Award, and there is a legitimate award for it at season's end. Field through turns 3 and 4. Pace car hits pit lane. Is the field ready for the start? Sobczak and Rapp on the front row. Green flag waves, and we're running and racing from Auto Club. One truck in the wall off turn number 2. Not sure who that was. It might have been the 99 of Dylan LeBeau. LeBeau in some familiar colors as well. The number 99 Exide machine. Reminiscent of, I believe, Jeff Burton. First lap in the books. Rapp does the crossover for a moment. Now switches it back to the top lane, but back to start finish. The 81's going to lead the first lap. Scotty Sobczak out in front. Rapp applying pressure to the bottom of the racetrack. A little bit of a wiggle off turn number 2. Rapp's going to slide up about a truck length, a little bit less in the rears from the 81. Scotty with one win on the season. It came at the Legacy Texas Motor Speedway this year. Second race of the season back at the end of July. Scotty hanging out of that top spot for the time being, and really the top 4 unchanged. Sobczak, Rapp, Tompkins, and Berry, your top 4. Dylan LeBeau runs in the 5th spot. He's up 3 positions already. Rob Liddell back in the 8th spot, battling to try and hang on to that 8th position, but he's making a ton of moves towards the front. He's up 6 positions. Down that number 80 machine. Again, the Outlaw Super Late paint scheme. Just ahead here, the 9 of Pat Colby, the Cooper Standard machine. That's an old Ryan Blaney throwback. And Sobczak sliding to the bottom of the pack here. Did he have a problem? Did he lose connection? He is off the racetrack here. Looks like he's dropped his connection. He is out of this race, it seems. Hopefully he can pop back in. Oh, there he is. Just shows up. Almost a full lap. Disappeared in Never Neverland for the 81 of Scotty Sobczak. Go back and talk deeper on that topic. It's not as big of a deal for Scotty when he loses connection and drops out. He does disappear, but it's more of a worry for the second place running machine, Johnny Rapp. Johnny there in behind. You don't know if you're going to fill the space that the truck that just disappeared left. The problem you worry about is when Scotty comes back in, is he going to land on top of the truck? If that happens, you run a major risk of wrecking everybody that's in behind it. It's really just a guessing game as to where that truck's going to come back in. Scotty was out of there for, I want to say, half to 3/4 of a lap. Lucky enough, was able to come back in and maintain his top spot. Meanwhile, these three trucks battling it out. The 46 of Chase Berry, Dylan LeBeau, Pat Colby. Some more throwbacks in the mix. We talked about Dylan LeBeau. We talked about Pat Colby. Chase Berry looks like he's working an old Chad Little paint scheme. John Deere colors, but KB's all-around shop, the sponsor on board that Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. One truck might have scraped the wall. Might have been the 5 of Robert Brobst. Big-time action here in behind. Chris Smith working to the outside of Robert Liddell. Matt Kerkhoff rolling through. He's in a throwback as well. That's Toby Butler's 1995 truck scheme. You see it just again there as well. Another truck losing connection for a moment. I think it might have been the 91 of Rye Jones. Indeed it was. And he loses it again. Gotta pay close attention to the number 91 here. That could be problematic. Lots of off-throttle time here at California Speedway. So we rode on board with Matt Kerkhoff. Just listen to that truck roll through the center of the corner. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, Evan Pienta, Chris Smith, side by side for position. This would be the battle for the 8th spot. Pienta using that outside line to his advantage. Gets a bit of a run off turn number 2. Is going to carry that momentum down the straightaway. Looks like Kerkhoff is going to do the same. Chris Smith is going to drop back. Nowhere to slide in. Could have snuck up in front of the 91 of Jones, but opted to stay to the bottom of the racetrack. Meanwhile, up front, second position, change of position. The 46 of Barry takes it away from Johnny Rapp. So Barry up from 4th into the second position. Rapp down 1 to 3rd. Dylan LeBeau running 4th. He's up 4. Scott Tompkins in the 5th spot. He's also down a couple. Got to give a call here to the 91 of Rye Jones yet again here. He's worked up 9 positions, now 10 as he's working on the 9th position from Matt Kerkhoff, and he might just be clear. Cross start finish. Kerkhoff tries to drive it back down to the bottom, but can't quite get alongside the 91, so move Rye Jones up into 9th. And caution is out. We've got trouble here on the back straightaway. One truck around, smoke coming, lots of damage. Trucks are still wrecking. Sam Stoner, the 65 machine, in big trouble. So he just goes straight to pit lane. So first caution of the evening, lap 13. Try to get a look at this, see what happened. Drivers came just about, they were about 3 wide. In fact, they were close to it, and one truck losing connection through all this as well. That doesn't help. Looks like that might have been Stoner's. He goes hard impact inside wall. Now, his loss of connection, I'm thinking, may have had something to do with this. It's hard to know exactly. Well, Stoner was okay, it seems. Didn't lose connection until after the contact. A massive impact to the inside safer barrier. Shane Trotter got a piece of that as well. Liddell came in. He hits the 8 machine. That's Ellis Thomas. And there you have it. So everybody except for Scotty Sobczak, Steve Vest, and Nate Gentry, they make their first pit stop. Again, 14 laps in. Barry's going to be the first one off of pit lane. Does he take tires? No. Looks like fuel only. Looks like fuel only for most of the drivers up and down pit lane here. Rye Jones, however, did take tires. 14.9 seconds to stop. So the top 3 stay on the racetrack. That's Sobczak, Vest, and Gentry. And Chase Berry made his stop fuel only. Looks like fuel only all the way down to the 13th position in Rye Jones. Jones, the first driver to take tires. Will Lyman is going to come out just behind Jones. He went fuel only, but then there's some more tires, and Matt Kerkhoff, Chris Smith. Unsure about Justin Wilson, maybe just Wrights, or just a long fuel stop. Dave Grajewski, fuel only. Steve Loving, Brian Brobst. A lot of strategy differences out here. Some that decided to stay out, some go fuel only, some went with some tires. Again, 2 sets over the wall available, but I'm very interested in these top 3 drivers that stayed on the racetrack. Sobczak, Vest, and Gentry, knowing that their fuel run is about 25 to 30 laps, at least if they're all run under the green flag. They were approaching some green flag stops, not quite there, but we'll see how this shuffles everybody up as far as their strategies are concerned. Triple Bruin says, tough luck for Stoner. Looked like Eric McClure's stuck throttle wreck at Talladega. You're absolutely right. That was a dead ringer. Good memory. Well, not a good memory. You have a good memory, but that wasn't a good memory. So pace car lights are out. We're going to get the restart here the next time by. That'll be lap 16. We'll go up on the board. Still got some trucks trying to get straightened out and doubled up in the right positions. Truck or 2 in the back trying to get caught up still. Now we've also got the 2 of Nathan Gentry in a, looks like a Busch Light paint scheme. Not sure specifically which one that is. There's been so many over the years.
Green flag.
And green flag back in the air. Sobczak out to the early lead here after the restart. Drives it deep down into turns 1 and 2. And then 2 of Gentry way up the racetrack. He's going to build a monster run. Can he do anything with it down the backstretch? Looks like Barry is snuck up in front, and he's actually going to drop to the back a bit. Gentry losing ground down the back straightaway. Look how bumpy this place is. So Barry up into the 2nd spot. Remember, he pit. Again, it was fuel only, though, for the 46, so that's just raw pace out of the 46 machine. Ryan Jones, though, he took 4 tires, and it's showing off right now. He's up to the 3rd spot. Scott Tompkins in the number 25. That's the Jimmy Spencer throwback. Making some moves here tonight. So 27 is Steve Loving. He's up 11 positions now. Loving with the Rusty Wallace throwback scheme. Even has the right number. I think that's one of the best things about these throwbacks. If you can get a paint scheme that matches the number that you run. Miller Genuine Draft colors. Checking out some other drivers here with the throwbacks. The 6 of Dave Grzewski with the Ron Hornaday paint scheme. There might be another Hornaday one out here somewhere. I think it might be James Danforth, who's typically in the Napa colors, but there you go. The Napa Gold, Napa Breaks, Ron Hornaday Jr. scheme. Back out front, change of the top spot. Ryan Jones caught and passed the 81 of Sobczak and now driving away. Again, that's the new tires we're looking at. Last lap for Ryan Jones, a 42.45. Sobczak was a 43.29. Again, that's only about a 15-lap differential in tires between those two. That's the difference maker right there, and it is pretty significant. If we can, we're going to try and get a look at that pass 4 position if I can find it here. Unfortunately, I cannot find it. System gives me a list of every pass on the racetrack, and with the packed up the way that it is, there's many to go through, so unfortunately I cannot find it right now without completely shutting everything down. So we'll just follow the action as it is. Ryan Jones out in front, 20 laps complete, now 1.3 seconds ahead of now Chris Smith, who's jumped up into the 2nd spot. Kerkhoff runs 3rd. Brian Brobst is 4th. Scotty Sobczak has slipped back to P5. Jay Heischman in the number 90 machine. He's up 19 positions in P6. But Justin Wilson, who started from the rear, he's worked himself into the top 10 now. He's up 20 positions. Watch this battle. Johnny Rapp ahead in this pack. Rapp running 9th. This is the battle for the 10th spot. Loving is going to take it away. Might pick up 9th from Rapp as well. Remember, Loving made a pit stop as well. Took 4 tires at 14.9 seconds stop. He's enjoying the benefits of those fresh tires right now. We'll see what happens as he makes his last pit stop. Will he go fuel only, save his set for later, or will he bolt them back on? Time will tell. Meanwhile, out front, Rye Jones still leads, but that lead is shrinking and shrinking fast. It's a hard-charging Matt Kerkhoff into the second spot. He's cut about 4/10 into that race lead, and it's still closing. It's about a half a second a lap faster than the race leader right now, Rye Jones. Change of position for P3. Brobst goes alongside and then clears the 28 of Chris Smith. Smith taking a look to the bottom here, trying to fight back and retake that position to no avail. The 11 of Brobst taking the top lane here. That seems to be the fast way around. Best way to defend, but the caution is out. And Steve Loving is in trouble. The 27 with smoke showing. Let's try to get a look at it, see what happened here to the 27 and put us under a second caution of the night. Contact with Chase Berry. Berry catches the 27 in the right rear, sends him up the racetrack in a hurry. I'm going to rewind this and watch it from the roof cam of Berry. Full speed here. So some pit stops underway. Here's the 90 machine of Jay Heischman, the throwback Maryland scheme. Majority of the field, though, going to come down and pit. Pit work complete. And the land rush to leave pit lane is on. So in that cycle, we do have more drivers that stayed out again. The top six: Rye Jones, Matt Kerkhoff, Brian Brobst, Chris Smith, Jake Mockey, and Zach Mitchell. Everybody else opted to come down and hit pit lane. And it seems that the majority of the drivers that pit this time took that set of tires. We'll see what that does the rest of this race. I'm sure there's some that went fuel only on that first opportunity to pit, so they may still have a set left. They're going to need to pit another time here if we don't get more cautions. Again, 25 to 30 laps fuel window here tonight. This caution coming out just a tick too soon for everybody to make it to the end. So field out of turn number 2. Pace car lights are off. We're going to be green flag racing next time by. Rye Jones losing connection just for a moment there again. We've seen a bit of that here tonight. Keep a close eye on the 58 of Justin Wilson. He's restarting in the 7th position. Remember, he started dead last here tonight, trying to work his way back to the front. A couple of trucks trying to get caught up to the rear of the field. Pace car is in. Field approaching the Geico restart zone. They're there right about now. And there it is. Green flag called. We're underway yet again here at Auto Club. Rye Jones spins the tires just a little bit, but he wasn't the only one. They barrel down into turn number 1. One truck through the grass. Shane Trotter possibly? Yes, indeed. The 18 truck having an issue on the restart. Let's take a look at it here just for a brief moment while we can. Oh, off the nose of the 9. Trotter may have spun the tires there. It's hard to say. Back live here at Auto Club. Rye Jones still your race leader. Chris Smith. Wilson up to P3. Then Karakoff and Scott Tompkins. On board with Chris Smith. And Justin Wilson goes around the bottom here, takes the second spot from Smith, and he's looking for more. Going to take the race lead away from Rye Jones, but the caution comes out. Trouble off turn number 2. Not sure exactly who it was. Maybe Jake Maki. Indeed it was. Maki trying to get straightened out here. The number 13 in trouble. Get a look at this. Watch the 13. Colby goes way up the racetrack. Oh, they're 4 wide here. Pienta, a little bit of contact into Dylan LeBeau, which in turn sends him into the 13 of Maki, and they both spin off turn number 2. Pienta and LeBeau get away without any kind of an impact, and looks like Maki just misses the edge of that safer barrier. So he'll get away without any significant damage, but certainly losing a lot of track position. Working our third caution of the night, lap 29 here at Auto Club. And more pit stops underway here. This is not completely unprecedented, as it seems that when we go back green, we should be good to go as far as the fuel concerns are worried about. In the fuel window tonight, 25 to 30 laps. Those will be green flag laps. We're still going to have a lap or 2 under caution once we get out of pit lane here. So if these guys are careful, they might be able to stretch it. But again, we've had 3 cautions in this first 30 laps of this race. The way it's running so far, you just kind of have to expect we might see more before this one's over, which would certainly add a little bit of insurance to everybody's fuel cells. Officially past halfway. Scotty Sobczak stayed out on the racetrack. Really, the top 15 opted to stay out this time. Most of those drivers making a pit stop on the previous caution at lap 24. The only one that's not been to pit lane that recent is the 11 of Brian Brobst. He came down at lap 13, did take tires, so I'm sure he wants to get as much life out of those as he can before he makes his final stop. He could be positioning himself for a strong finish, maybe even a win if he can play the tire strategy right. Again, he's going to have to pit later on. It's just a gamble when you get that opportunity. If he has to do it under green flag conditions, just about everybody from about 17th, 16th on back should be able to make it to the end on fuel. Interestingly enough, though, Chase Berry, he's going to come back down and top off. Not necessarily a bad idea. There's enough race left that Berry can work his way back through the field, knowing that the top half's going to have to make another stop anyway. Might as well make sure you got a little extra fuel in that cell. Others are going to join him here. Matt Kerkhoff, Robert Liddell, Jake Maki, Jay Heischman, and Shane Trotter. Ellis Thomas in the 8. He'll also come down and top up the tanks. So back out front, pace car lights out yet again. Lap 32 will be the restart. Sobczak going to restart with the lead. Brian Brobst, the number 11, will restart to his outside. Then Robert Brobst and Zach Mitchell in row 2. Johnny Rapp, Pat Colby in row 3. We got Steph Marley says, "Let's go, Zach." I think Steph's a Zach fan. I think it's Zach Mitchell we're talking about. Mitchell, the number 23 Liquid Death Machine. Pace car is in. Barney with the green in hand. We're going to get this restart going right now. Green flag waves, and we're racing yet again. A little wheel spin off the 11. Again, he's out there on older tires. Scotty with another good restart, jumps to about a 5-truck advantage into turn 1, but quickly the 5 of Brobst to the bottom of the racetrack cuts that deficit down to about 3 truck lengths. Meanwhile, in behind them, Johnny Rapp's going to take a spot from the 11 of Brobst as well. Brobst battles back on the outside. And Pienta's going to go up the gut. No, he gets the door slammed. Thought we were going to go 3 wide mid-corner, but Johnny Rapp spoiled those plans, cut off the advance from the 55. Now Pienta took a peek to the inside. Nothing doing there. Runs in the tire tracks of the 52 for the time being. Tries to slide up and stick with Johnny Rapp. Sobczak still leads. The 5 of Robert Brobst attacking now for that top spot. Can't think about it too long, though, as Johnny Rapp working to the outside. He wants the second position. Lap 34 up on the board here as Sobczak continues to lead. He started from pole. Johnny Rapp started outside pole, and they both run 1-2, but for how long? Rapp awfully aggressive in the rearview mirror of the 81 machine as he's trying to find a path through. Meanwhile, behind him, a battle for the 3rd spot. Robert Brobst, Evan Pienta side by side down the back straightaway. Thirty-four laps complete here at Auto Club. We're going to step aside for our first and only HBR TV side-by-side break. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Auto Club Speedway, Scotty Sobczak doing his best to hold off a hard-charging Evan Pienta in the number 55 machine, the old Ted Musgrave throwback scheme. In behind him, Pat Colby in the 9, the Ryan Blaney colors, Johnny Rapp in his old Mission Barbecue machine, and Brandon Ayers back in the 5th spot, the number 16. 21 laps to go. Everybody inside the top 10 might be questioning their fuel. I say might because, again, we talked about the fuel window being 25 to 30 laps. Now, that's all dependent on how aggressive they are on fuel save. Obviously, caution laps play into this as well. We went back to the green flag. It was lap 32 when we went back running. So that gives us 28 laps of green flag to the end. Those guys making their pit stop at lap 24, it might be close for some of these drivers. They might be out there just waiting for a caution so they can finally top up and get that fuel, or maybe the caution alone is enough to get them to the finish. It's going to be close. As we watch this battle here at the front of the field, it does not appear that anybody's trying to save fuel at all. Top 6 off turn 4, back to the stripe. 19 laps to go. Very interesting how this race is playing out. Lots of different strategies abound. Scotty putting a few car lengths now on the 55 of Pienta as Colby's taking a peek to the inside. Not quite close enough to make a big run at the 55 machine just yet. Second, third, and fourth machines very close together here as they battle down into turn number 1. Now I guess this very well could be those drivers starting to try and attempt to save some fuel. Force the race leader, Scotty Sobczak, to stay out in front. He has to burn the most fuel to stay at that pace. I know we're not at a super speedway, but still is a relatively large and fast 2-mile oval. The lead truck is going to have to use more fuel than anybody else that's packed up with a drafting partner to work with. See Pienta trying to stay in the tire tracks of Sobczak so he can sniff a little bit of that draft. In behind them, you've got Pat Colby and Johnny Rapp. They're closer together, so of course Rapp going to reap the biggest benefits of that draft. He's picking it off the 55 and the 9, so a little combination of the two. Colby drops down to the inside here. I don't know if he's trying to open up the door for Rapp. Maybe he thinks he's faster because he's taken the top side, and there it is. He gives the position to Johnny Rapp. Rapp now up into P3. Pat Colby says, go ahead and get him. If you got more pace out of this, see what you can do. Meanwhile, the 11, Brian Brobst made a pit stop here, lap 39. He's gone down a lap since. .16 laps to go. Scotty Sobczak stretching out his lead to almost 3/4 of a second. Be 15 to go when he crosses the stripe. Pienta, he's got the 52 of Johnny Rapp on his tail, and he switches up lanes here. Sees the 11 coming. I don't know if this is really going to make much of a difference to the 55. Is the 11 not on the lead lap? And just like that, Dave Grajewski in the number 6 Napa Auto Parts machine hits pit lane for his final stop of the day, I would imagine. Might just be fuel only, or does he take tires? No, he's going to bolt on some 4 fresh Goodyears. Brian Brope's going to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He gets clear of the race leader, so he's back on the lead lap. But love a caution now because he's going to get caught up. Pat Colby hits pit lane. So does Robert Brobst and William Lyman. This is kind of what we expected. So Sobczak out to almost a full second's advantage over Pienta, Rapp, Danforth, and Ayers. That's the top 5. Just have to wonder, do these guys have enough? And Brandon Ayers comes to pit lane. Ayers made his stop at lap 24 previously, and he decides now is the time to come back down. I know it's easy to point at Scotty Sobczak right now and say he's the class of the field, he's going to win this thing, but a lot can happen. As now we got a battle for the second spot. Pienta and Rapp going at it. Rapp to the bottom. I'm not certain these guys can make it to the end on fuel. Now we're 3 wide as the 9 of Colby goes around with his fresh tires. He's going to have to work his way back through to get that lap back. Pienta hangs out of the second spot. Rapp in third. Right now, the top 4 drivers still need to make note. Their last pit stop for fuel, lap 24. Kind of thinking if this goes green to the end and these guys haven't been saving fuel, they might be running out here with 5 to go or less if they stay out on the racetrack. And the race leader, Scotty Sobczak, pulls down pit lane. The race leader in the pits here with 11 laps to go. Heart-wrenching for the driver, the number 81. His odds at winning this have just about gone out the window with the strategy. Does he go fuel only? Nope, he's going to bolt on tires. So back out front now, it's Evan Pienta and Johnny Rapp battling for the top spot. Are these guys just going to fight it out until they get a caution or until they run out of fuel? So current top 5 is Pienta, Rapp, Danforth, Karakoff, and Dylan LeBeau. I got to think here that Rapp might just be pushing Pienta to run him out of fuel if possible. Neither one of these drivers have won a race this season. They've been fast. Just haven't had the opportunity. Opportunity is knocking here with 9 laps remaining, but do they have enough tire in the tank to make it to the finish? Rapp with a big run out of turn number 2. Gets into the back bumper of Pienta just a bit here. I don't think he was interested in trying to pass. Just sucking up to the back bumper there, trying to snip as much draft as possible to save as much gas as he can. On a turn 4 here. Now Rapp's going to make a move to the inside. Coming to start finish. He's alongside at the driver's door of Pienta at the stripe. Hard to say. Pienta may have led that lap, but will he lead the next one? Down into turn number 1, Rapp to the inside, drives it in deep, can slide up in front of the 55, and he does just that. Retakes the top spot. Johnny Rapp now the race leader with less than 8 laps to go. 44 William Lyman. Some fresher tires. Certainly didn't do any favors to the 55, but he gets clear. Gets one of his laps back. And Scotty Sobczak did not rejoin the race. He might have gotten dinged for speeding, hard to say, but he is out of the race. The pole sitter, who was dominant here this afternoon, had to make that pit stop. Lap 49 of 60, never rejoined the racetrack. Sobczak looks like he's going to finish in the 29th position. Tough break for the 81. Coming to 6 laps to go. These guys still out there. And James Danforth now from the 3rd position. He comes to pit lane. He needs fuel. Did Rapp and Pienta save enough to make it to the end? Or are they just gambling here, hoping they catch a caution? Danforth coming down to make his pit stop here with less than 6 laps remaining. Oh, and he misses the box. And he's still taking tires. I don't know if I would have done that with less than 6 laps to go. I don't know how much benefit you're really going to gain. Danforth down and away, 16:47, not the fastest of stops. And Johnny Rapp and Pienta, both same time, coming down pit lane here with coming to 5 to go. And Rapp loses it in pit lane. He goes going to nose first into pit wall. Pienta goes by. Rapp has to turn it around and getting it straightened back out. His opportunity out the window. Now Matt Kerkhoff out in front. He made a pit stop at lap 30. He might be in good shape to win this. Again, 25 to 30 laps, depending on how much fuel you're managing to save. We'll see if Kerkhoff can get it done. It would be his first win of the season. I'm sorry, second win of the season. He picked up the win back at Dover. We'll see if he can get number 2. Let's ride on board with Kerkhoff, see if he's lifting and coasting. Just listen. Now, either he's in better shape than we think he could be, or I don't know. So current top 5 is Kerkhoff, Wilson, Chase Berry, Scott Tompkins, Chris Smith. Wilson pit at lap 29, Berry lap 30, Tompkins 29, Smith lap 29. It's going to stretch it out to the very end of that fuel window as we're coming to 3 laps to go. Oh, Kerkhoff, is he out of fuel? Oh man, he pulled down off of turn 4 like he was out of gas. Keeps his foot in it. The other thing I'm noticing is Kerkhoff running that real high line. That's the long way around. Kerkhoff back to the stripe. 2 laps to go. The other thing we got to be worried about here is if the caution does come out. We do have 1 opportunity at a green-white checkered finish, but that's going to add laps to this race, and it will throw a big-time curveball to those that are tight on fuel. Oh, he's wiggling it. Kerkhoff out of gas down the back straightaway with a lap and a half to go. It's going to give the lead to Justin Wilson. Now, Wilson made his pit stop a lap earlier than Kerkhoff. Does Wilson have enough to make it to the end? Berry made his pit stop at lap 30, the same as Kerkhoff. Does he have enough? White flag in the air, final lap from Auto Club. Justin Wilson, your race leader in the Days of Thunder City Chevrolet colors. Chase Berry in behind. Berry's right there. Just a 10.5 off the back bumper into the last two corners, 3 and 4 here in California. Does Wilson have enough to make it back to start finish? Berry is there if he slips just the slightest. Wilson up the racetrack. Checkered flag is waving. At the line, it's going to be Wilson. Berry finishes second. Tompkins brings it home in the third spot. Justin Wilson stretching the fuel significantly. Justin Wilson, your race winner. Win number 5 on the season, having a great run this season. Wilson just adding to his points total. And he may, I don't have confirmation on this, but he may have locked up the title here tonight, as we did not make note that Nick Lucci did not take the green flag tonight. That is a big loss in points for Nick Lucci. Burnouts in the books. We're going to jump out here, get a break out of the way, be back with our top 3 finishers after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back at Auto Club Speedway, race number 9 of the Spark Truck Series in the books. Justin Wilson picking up yet again another checkered flag, his 5th on the season. Parks it in victory lane, and it just helps him get closer and closer to that title. Justin, it's Steve with HBR TV. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, boss.
Justin, congratulations. Another win, the 5th of the season. Didn't look good. Kind of zero to hero kind of night. You started at the very back of the pack, had to work your way through. A little bit of luck there at the end with Kerkhoff running out of fuel. Walk us through those final laps, and how did you save as much fuel as you did?
Well, yeah, the start of the race, just kind of go to the beginning. I've had hardware issues all night. I run VR, but it wouldn't stay centered, so I would be like sitting in the seat, I'd be sitting in the passenger seat, I'd be in the back seat, and I would keep the whole race. I was consistently resetting the zero in, so it was a struggle. That's why I rode in the back for most of the time, and then it kind of settled down a little bit. But yeah, that wasn't the only struggles we had. I knew I was going to save tires. That was going to be a big thing the whole night. Kind of got myself up to the front. We decided to pit for fuel, so we think we could save enough to stretch to the end. And then for some reason, my pit crew took my right side tires, even though I told them not to. So it had to go green for me to even have a shot at this, because I didn't have any tires if we had a caution. So the fact that the yellow didn't come out, I was clutching from basically, it felt like I was clutching from the start finish line into the turns just to make enough to cross the line under power, because I did like 2 donuts and ran out of fuel. So it's crazy how this entire race played out, and the strategy worked for us in our favor. Seems to be happening a lot, and I don't want that to go away.
Well, Kerkhoff made his pit stop a lap later than you did, and he still ran out. So you did a darn good job taking care of the fuel in that machine to bring it home with another checkered flag. We look forward to next week, Homestead Miami Speedway, the final race of the season. You've got a pretty healthy points lead rolling into Homestead. You might even have the championship locked up. We're still waiting on confirmation for that. But what are your thoughts going into South Beach next week?
Well, for one, this win, and just like last week's win with Talladega, I'm glad they happened. Homestead is the worst oval for me. I cannot figure it out. I feel like we're a good top 10 car there rather than our kind of top 5 performance that we have. So having that cushion is really going to help. Having some good teammates behind me to help me out at those tracks also will be a big help. So I kind of just want that one to get over with. I hate seeing it on the schedule.
Well, we're looking forward to it nonetheless. I personally like the place, not so much on the racing side. I'm with you on that aspect. I like watching them, but either way, you got a healthy margin rolling into Florida, so things should be good as long as you have a solid run. Lucci doesn't show up here tonight, so that's a tough break for him, but a benefit to you. So certainly congratulations tonight, and possibly a preemptive congratulations on the title going into next week.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been a tough season.
With that said, Justin, who do you want to thank, man?
Wow, thank you for putting the show on, as always. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank the guys at Spark, right? This has been a lot of fun coming over, and then it's hard because I kind of get burnt out on racing a lot, but these guys keep me up, keep me going. I enjoy it. I want to thank Chase, Scotty. We had communicated that whole race. Ryan was also, we were all on that tire or that fuel safe strategy, and we all finished 1, 2, 3. So ecstatic about that, moving into this last race, and hopefully bring home the title.
Same top 3 as last week too, just a little switcheroo in 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, we've been killing it these last few races.
Well, again, job well done, Justin. Congratulations, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully get to talk to you there.
Justin Wilson, your race winner here at Auto Club Speedway. Sorry, a little brain fart. We'll get to Chase Berry here in just a second. Our runner-up here at Auto Club. We'll pull him into the broadcast booth. The Chad Little scheme on board that number 46 KB's all-around shop. Chase, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Chase, congratulations, man. A solid run. It looks like the same top 3 I had last week is the same top 3 I have this week, just in a little bit of different order. But nevertheless, a second-place finish here at Auto Club for you here tonight. Started fourth, so a solid qualifying run. But walk us through your night. You also made a pit stop at about lap 30. That was clearly enough to get to the end, but Karakov was the same lap, and he ran out. So how did you manage to save the extra fuel?
Patience. And I'm proud of myself. I didn't wreck it when I qualified to the top of the front, in front of the field. So I didn't wreck it this time. I'm actually very proud of myself. I was winning it myself. Like I noticed, like, okay, if it goes, I always like to save an extra set of tires for the end. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna come in and take, fuel only and everything like that. So okay, then I noticed, like, okay, I can make it just the way I've been running is different. And then so I came in and topped off and had the extra like 0.5 on the pace lap that we burned, so just whatever. And then I was able to, I burned up a little bit to get to Justin and Scotty, and I knew those guys were with me, like, just talking, saving fuel, and just clutching the whole time, just staying behind Justin, just not trying to, bend it or burn too much, and then just save as much as I can. And I think I saved too much.
Well, you came into tonight 5th place in the point standings. Not likely a possibility for a championship next week. I'm not 100% on the points payout. But what's the game plan at Homestead next week? We just trying to pick up a trophy or what?
Honestly, I hate the place. It sucks. I honestly just want to finish good. I want to beat just the people I'm running in points. Like, so Johnny, Chris. Flucci, he didn't show up tonight. I mean, hope everything's good with him, or so if he shows up, maybe beat him too. So I know he should drop in points a little bit and just keep the guys behind me away from me. Just do enough to, get the highest points. There's a little realistic possibility for second, just depending on what goes on. Maybe, get, teammate 1-2 in the points, so that'd be fun. But I highly doubt it, because I'm terrible at Homestead. I'm just slow. I don't know how it's going to go, to be honest with you. It sucks.
Well, either way, we're looking forward to it, Chase. A solid run here with a runner-up finish at Auto Club. Who do you want to shout out to before I let you go?
Shout out to you for putting it on. You do a great job. It's nice to, like I said last week, go back and listen to you. And this league, whatever, everybody did great. And sorry to the, I think, 27 that, like I said, Netco got a hold of him. Justin for keeping me calm and patient and us having a good time and not, killing anybody. It's fun.
Oh, that's what it's all about, Chase. Again, congratulations on a runner-up finish here. Good luck next week. Thanks for talking to us, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, I got one more shot. Maybe I can maybe I'll be the first one to interview this time.
Ain't over till it's over, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, Chase. Chase Berry, your runner-up here at Auto Club. Next, we're going to talk to the driver, the number 25, Scott Tompkins. Tompkins came in here tonight with that Jimmy Spencer throwback from the Winston No Bowl days. But, Scott, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Scott, congratulations, man. A solid run here tonight. 3rd place finish. It's where you qualified, so I guess you can't complain. You didn't go backwards. You didn't move up, but a top 3 is a top 3 any day. Walk us through your night. Same situation with you. Lap 29 was that last pit stop. How did you save the fuel to make it to the end? It seems like everybody's got a different answer for that.
Oh, I was clutching. So when you go into 1, there's like a 3 marker. I was clutching from there all the way to like mid corner, and then I would pick the throttle up. And then going into 3-4, the fence is all blue, and then there's a white spot that the white line starts on the fence itself. From there all the way to mid corner, just clutching, and then you power out, and then being able to draft Justin and Chase kind of also helped a lot.
Well, you made it work again. Karakov was in line for a win there with a lap and a half to go, and he ran out on the back straightaway, and you guys all move up a spot. So it was earned. It wasn't just because he ran out. You guys really needed to put down some effort trying to save the fuel that you did. You did a good job at it, and the results to speak for it. Looking forward to Homestead Miami Speedway next week. Another track that can lend itself to fuel strategy. What's your mindset rolling into South Beach next week?
I got nothing to lose. I'm not in the points because I've missed too many races. So at that point, it's just kind of go, go, go. I know the bottom works real well for saving tires. A lot of people will run the wall and they'll be faster, and then hopefully I can just close in on them. So that would kind of probably be my strategy.
Certainly looking forward to it, Scott. Congratulations again. Another top 3, 2 weeks in a row in that top 3. Who do you want to thank?
I got to thank Lee Dawson at the Firebird Sign Company for sponsoring this truck. Evan Pienta for painting up this beautiful throwback to Jimmy Spencer in the Winston truck. I think it's a pretty good looking truck. You for being up in the booth. I got to thank Randy for being up in race control. I know that's not a whole lot of fun. I've done it one too many times myself. All the payday guys and Johnny and the admins for putting on the league. I got to thank all you guys.
All right, Scott. Well, congratulations yet again. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck next week.
Thanks. Have a good one.
2. Scott Tompkins, your third place finisher here at Auto Club. That's going to wrap up our top 3 interviews. So let's take a look at our race results. Of course, we talked to our top 3 already. That was Justin Wilson, Chase Berry, and Scott Tompkins. Chris Smith came home in 4th. A great run out of the 91 of Rye Jones. He finishes in the 5th spot. Jay Heichman, a solid run as well. He finishes 6th. Made 19 positions gained on this race here tonight. So if there was a hard charger, I would say it would go to him. 7th place finisher was Dylan LeBeau. Jake Mockey was 8th. Pat Colby 9th. Brandon Ayers was 10th. Robert Bropes finishes 11th. Robert Liddell 12th. Shane Trotter was 13th. 14th place finisher was Brian Brobst. Evan Pienta was 15th. James Danforth 16th. William Lyman was 17th. 18th went to Dade Grajewski. 19th, Steve Loving. Johnny Rapp was 20th. Zach Mitchell, 21st. Paul Thomas, 22nd. 23rd was Nate Gentry. Steve Vest was 24th. Larry Poling was 25th. Matt Kerkhoff went from almost a win to 26th, 1 lap down after running out of fuel with a lap and a half to go. 27th for Nick Sereth. 28th for Alice Thomas. Scotty Sobzak, same situation, a dominant performance, a pole sitter here tonight, finishes 29th, 11 laps down. Made a pit stop with 11 to go. I don't know if he caught a penalty or had different issues, but Scotty never ended up rejoining the race, finishes 11 laps down in 29th. And Sam Stoner, a victim of our first caution early on, finishes 30th, 49 laps down. Race results here for the California 120 Spark Truck Series, penultimate race of the season. We move forward to Homestead, Miami next week to close out the season. It's been a fun one so far, but one more to go. Don't miss the action here next week, same time, same channel at youtube.com/@HBR TV and the number 1. And also, if you guys haven't already clicked the like button on the stream, please do that. I know it's a redundant thing to say each and every week, but it does make a difference. It helps. It truly does. It pushes the streams out to some new and fresh eyeballs, not just for the channel's benefit, but also the league. If there's some iRacers out there that are looking for a league and they stumble upon the Spark Truck Series, I'm sure they're going to want to turn some laps with these guys because they have got their proverbial poop in a group, if you know what I'm talking about. But thank you guys all for tuning in. As always, congratulations yet again to Justin Wilson picking up the race win here at Auto Club. We'll see you at the next one. Thanks for watching.
Everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Back a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the bomb ass him be. The state where you never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them greens. Lean, mean, money making machines, serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shining, looking like I'm Rob Liberace. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pay. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Straight putting it down for California, yeah. definitely in the house. Frisco, Frisco. And you know LA up in this. Pasadena, where you at? Yeah, Inglewood, always up to no good. Even Hollywood trying to get a piece, baby.